Paik, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm watching this gets called back live. Oh my god, they're
Having a concert?
yeah.
Did they even leave?
Aw, they won like the Billboard award and like now they're having like things.
They're pretty popular.
Yeah, you should know. Like everyone loves them now.
Oh my god. The K-pop industry has utilized a variety of tools to appeal to North American audiences, and although some tactics have been quite successful, others have not. As a result, K-pop has found moderate success in North America, but is still yet to make a solid impression in the Western popular culture scene. In this video, we're going to examine the tactics that paved the way to K-pop success, but also the limitations that hindered even greater successes. We are also going to discuss the reasons as to why North America is the focus of all this attention in the K-pop wave. If we look closely at the expansion of K-pop as a genre in a North American context, the use and growth of social media is by far one of the most successful approaches K-pop has exploited. As outlined in Jang Eun-young's article, K-pop Idols, Social Media, and the Remaking of the Korean Wave, the main reason K-pop has even traveled globally so quickly was, in fact, Korea's intense development of information and communication technologies, leading the K-pop industry to actively utilize user-generated international social networking sites and video sharing sites like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to promote and disseminate K-pop from early on. The key point being early on. K-pop emerged very quickly in the social media scene with groups like Big Bang and Girls' Generation, who used strategies like flash mob and viral videos on YouTube to generate social media momentum. Looking at the example of Girls' Generation, they were one of the first idol groups to successfully use a new marketing strategy of viral videos in the form of flash mobs, fan-made videos that were meant to call attention to their country of origin in order to get Girls' Generation to come and play a concert in their country. Specifically focusing on the early 2010s trend and viral outbreak of flash mob dancing, SM Entertainment could easily and instantly identify a fan community's location, size, and demographic makeup, example, gender, age, race, or ethnicity, which can be extremely helpful for current and future marketing strategies. This is market research at no cost. The significance of this new strategy is that circulation of these flash mob dances was extremely free-flowing. Fans from around the world shared videos via YouTube and Facebook, increasing view count and generating interest from even exterior perspectives like friends and families. In this sense, a few people performing in a flash mob video became a significant K-pop culture broker just with an upload of a single video. In a more recent context, we can see the same trend happening with BTS in 2017. Using the same ideology that social media is a huge impact on the success and dissemination of K-pop content, we can see that BTS is by far the most successful in their most recent award win in a hugely North American platform, the Billboard Music Awards. The award was nominated to huge names in North America, like Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. However, with sheer fan base alone, BTS took the social media crown without any competition. Even since the days of Girls' Generation, K-pop has frequently proven to be on the front edge of the curve when it comes to social media prowess. Outside of the social media world, Jang Eun-young also states, "It is still hard to say that Hallyu K-pop has made the commercial breakthrough hoped for in the US market. Although iTunes Stores, the biggest online music store, has recognized K-pop's potential and began selling it in 2009, conventional mainstream American pop media, such as music television channels like MTV and VH1, radio, and magazines seem hesitant about including K-pop." But why is this hesitation happening? One of the reasons K-pop struggles to break out into the North American market is the style of music they produce when targeting this new audience. Koreans' preference of Western music stemmed from the time when recorded players were introduced through the Japanese colonial era. With time, most urban Koreans began to prefer popular music to traditional music, in part because it quickly built up emotions using simple, mostly foreign melodies that were often considered positively modern, and partly because its more individualistic imagery and frequent associations with popular film. This colonial era way of thinking affects K-pop Entertainment's company's strategy for globalizing today, specifically to adopt foreign positioning to help with obtaining that desirable sound. Unfortunately, this global positioning strategy is not necessarily true. Specifically, researchers have found that adopting a global versus foreign or local positioning is more effective for entry into foreign markets. However, Others argue that consumers purchase cultural products for the cultural associations, and thus local elements should be retained. What we notice now is that when K-pop artists purposefully produce music to fit American taste, they seem to lose that Asian exoticism that is unique in K-pop music. Exclusively, it is cultural hybridization between Western universalism and Asian exoticism, or particularism, that is pivotal in attracting transnational audiences. In terms of this, John Lee criticized the way Baby Vox has adopted the Western styles to break through to the American audience, which was definitely not enough to make a success. There wasn't anything particularly extraordinary about Baby Vox, little to differentiate the group from any leading American act of the time. In a similar example, we can see Boa's or Wonder Girl's songs, which were too westernized and may have lost that Asian exoticism in that there's nothing special about the songs from Americans' point of view. Even with Wonder Girl's collaboration with American artists like Akon, they seem to fail at gaining the popularity from the audience. In a similar example, popular solo artist Rain struggles with striking a balance between too much Asianness and becoming too westernized so as to lose that exoticism. As noted by Shin Hyun-jun, although it is not certain that his remarks were carefully calculated, the soft side of Rain's personality was presented as Asianness. Although it was perceived as a good marketing point by the artists themselves, the Asianness was never a merit to appeal to a non-Asian audience. What was sensitive and delicate aesthetic of the Asian artist sounded soft and dewy to the ears of the American music critic. The sensitive and delicate aesthetic can also be examined through idol personality traits, specifically examining the popular movement of aegyo. Aegyo, or cute gesturing, voicing, and mannerisms, is essential for both girl groups and boy bands in Korean popular music. This cute and bubbly style is often meant as a fan service. However, this aegyo is more unfamiliar with Western culture and can perpetuate stereotypes of K-pop music being idol group music, as demonstrated in these reaction videos. What we found out from this is that if there is too much Asianness retained, or if it is too much westernized to fit American taste, most of the time it fails to succeed in the American music market. They need to have a mix of the two for having a better chance at being successful. A successful example of this would be Psy's Gangnam Style, which utilizes a simple melody line and easy-to-follow chorus that even non-Korean speaking people could sing along to and pick up. Our third point examines reasons as to why North America is the focus of the attention of the K-pop industry. As we saw from the previous point, the K-pop industry has tried numerous times to enter the American market through acts such as BoA and the Wonder Girls. But why? Why does the industry focus on appealing to North American audiences? When we talk about North America, we are particularly focused about the United States. The United States is regarded as the gold standard of power and prestige. They are seen as the leading power in popular music and one of the most influential forces to shape the global soundscape. In other words, the United States and its popular music culture can be considered to be the overarching power that inspires other forms of popular music, determines whether musical styles can be included into the global soundscape, and sets the standards used to evaluate what music is popular or not. Therefore, by recognizing the United States' place in popular culture and on the world stage, Korea attempts to appeal to the audience, knowing that gaining recognition would mean gaining cultural credibility and cultural economic development within the K-pop media industry. Because K-pop is an aspect under Hallyu, or Korean wave, it would make sense for the industry to appeal to North American audiences, to gain recognition and ultimately profit. In addition to gaining recognition on the world stage, successfully entering the American market could also mean dominating the Asian market. During an interview about Rain's attempt to enter the US market, Park Jin-young explains that by achieving success in the best, biggest stage, that is the American market, can Rain consolidate his position as Asia's #1. It is essential to enter into the American market to conquer the Asian market with its huge population. By successfully making an impression within the American market, K-pop can subsequently take control of the Asian market. Although K-pop has found moderate success in North America, the industry has yet to make a solid impression in Western popular culture. The industry has employed a variety of tools to facilitate appeal and entry into the North American popular culture market. But while some tactics led to success, others only seem to hinder the industry's efforts. But that's not going to stop us from watching BTS anyway!
Don't give me a second.